Shawty texting me, had to tell her it's not that deep. It's not that deep. She come with me, she roll with me, her nails on fleek. Nails on fleek. It's not that deep. 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 Your baddie, keep it cool, please.
Yes, people. Welcome back to the We Talk Football podcast. Now, before we jump into the video, I need you to do me a quick favor, and that's like this video, subscribe to our channel, and click the bell for notifications of when we upload. And anyway, Kwaku, how are you doing, bro?
I'm all good, man. I'm all good. Can they complain? Good weekend of football. Really, really good weekend of football. If you include the Thursday games as well. And yeah, excited to talk about it.
Yeah, it was a solid weekend of football. Lots of big games. The return of CR7. Asserting himself, as a dominant force that he is. Chelsea pulling out a big result against a strong, informed Newcastle. And let's start there. Obviously, it was a hard-fought 1-0 victory. Did you get a chance to see the game?
Yeah, man. I watched it at work. It was one of those ones where it felt like football was secondary at that moment because there was so much off the field turmoil, Chelsea, whether it be the freezing of the credit cards or the pulling of the sponsors or whatever it may be. It's just been an insane week to be a Chelsea fan. You almost forgot that we had a game against, of all teams, Newcastle, a club owned by I'm not going to go too deep into it, but we know about the Newcastle owners in terms of the Saudi state and whatnot. And it was just a crazy kind of weekend and build up to it. And the game, it failed to deliver really. Chelsea weren't great in the first half. Newcastle feel aggrieved to not leave Stamford Bridge with 3 points. They were very, very good on the day, and they've been very good under Eddie Howe. And the fact that they're probably going to finish probably 12th or 11th in the league is testament to what Eddie Howe's done this season. That's a different conversation. I think he's definitely in the running for manager of the season. But in terms of the game at Stamford Bridge, Newcastle can feel aggrieved at the penalty that they should have been given. Trevor Chalobah on Jacob Murphy. It was a stonewall penalty. If I ever saw one, if I'm a Newcastle fan, I'm fuming. I saw Alan Shearer on different broadcasts absolutely losing his mind. I've seen Newcastle fans online losing their minds. I've seen Newcastle players tweeting that they played against 12 men. That was the penalty. But Chelsea got lucky and managed to capitalise in the final minute. Kai Havertz with a Dennis Bergkamp-esque goal. It was an incredible ball over the top from Jorginho. Kai Havertz almost in like one move brings it down and then finishes it last minute, and Chelsea get 3 points. And I feel like it's a very, very important 3 points for us because neutrals are watching this game, and I feel like everybody wanted Chelsea to lose just because of the ongoings of the week. And the fact that we stuck 2 middle fingers up in the air and were just like, bitch, we're here. With Kai Havertz scoring a last-minute goal, man. It felt good. It felt, well, Jamie, I'll tell you, it felt good. This one felt good. This one felt
let's
good,
see.
Bro.
Let's see if you're here in 6 months' time, Craig. When half these players might not be at the club anymore.
Bro, Jamie, when I tell you this one felt good, I can't explain it. I was like, yes! And we've been in cup finals and whatnot this season. But, bro, this one felt like the biggest one because it was Kai Havertz who's in great form. And yeah, obviously with all the stuff going on, we know about sanctions, we know about stuff with Russia and Ukraine. We've talked about it at length on this channel already. But yeah, the fact that Chelsea got the win on the pitch is just, it made my week.
Yeah, well, I mean, as a neutral, I mean, it is very surreal when you actually dive into football. And I know you said you wouldn't dive into it too much, but when you dive into, the ethics that are loosely associated with football, you have Chelsea that are rightly so being demonized in the media at the moment as a result of their affiliations with Roman Abramovich and his alleged ties to Putin. But, on the other side of the pitch, you have a Newcastle side, and fans are buzzing, they're really starting to see a team that are performing well, and those fans are so deserving. But you look at what the state that leads them, and it's kind of just, football is a strange game. It's an eye-opening it's an eye-opening account for really to know what football is about now. And I mean, the best thing to talk about now really is the alleged Saudi links to Chelsea. Obviously, everyone and their dog is being linked. Well, everyone and their dog who is a billionaire is being linked with a takeover for Chelsea at the moment because, there's the alleged low costs that may be available. It's not so often that you get Champions League or the world champion football club become available on the market. So a lot of people across the world are being linked with a takeover. And one of these takeovers is a Saudi, backed group again. For me, let me just say this as a neutral, I feel like if a Saudi backed group take over Chelsea, I feel like it makes a mockery of the entire situation. Now, let me preface this. I do think it's the right decision that Roman Abramovich has to sell the club. But I feel like at this point, the line has been drawn in the sand. I feel like, and we kind of have to stay this side of the sand. If we just allow a Saudi group in, I feel like we're just leaping back over that line. And until a Saudi state does something that Western media is less appreciative of, it's going to be okay. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. See, this one's a dicey one because it's the Saudi media group. It's a £2.7 billion offer to buy Chelsea. The difficulty is you don't want to cast everyone with the same die. So like you don't want to cast aspersions on the whole nation. And the difference with the PIF, who own Newcastle, and the Saudi media group is that the Saudi media group allegedly have no links to the Saudi government. How true that is, I'm not sure, but that's what we're told. Whereas PIF, there are direct links between them and the Saudi government, and we know about the human rights atrocities that the Saudi government have been involved in. So allegedly, this social media group have got no ties to the government, but I don't know how truthful that is, and that's where it becomes dicey. But I'm in your camp, mate. If Roman Abramovich has Chelsea taken off of him to give to people that are from a place that we are not too sure are involved in the kind of right things when it comes to geopolitics, then it makes a mockery of the whole process and the whole sanctioning. That cannot happen. That cannot happen. And I think it'll make Chelsea a little bit more hated than they already are.
Yeah, and do you know what? If I'm being completely honest with you, I mean, this might shock everyone on the channel. I actually feel bad for Chelsea fans, and it's rare that I feel bad for opposition team fans. You know, I think, Quaker, like, you're one of my closest friends. You know, we both laugh at misfortune. It's one of our greatest pleasures in life. If I was going through this, you'd be in hysterics, and likewise, I've been in hysterics at you numerous times. But ultimately, when we're both fans of the game, we both love football, and the both of us, you know, independent of laughing at misfortune, deserve to have a football club to actually support. And I feel like now it's Chelsea Football Club, you know, the fans that are being punished more than anything. The fact that you might not even be able to, you know, it's still up in the air. What's going to happen at the end of the season? You might not even be able to buy a season ticket or even go and see Chelsea play. You can't buy a football shirt, that kind of thing. I think the fact that you can't really support your football club in the right way, I think that's just completely unfair. And I hope there is a resolution solved sooner rather than later. And I hope, from a football fan, that now that line has been drawn, and this may be a little bit optimistic and naive, I hope that now that line has been drawn, that we can stay this side of the game, of the line, and, you know, just get back to loving our football teams. You know what I mean? Yeah,
no, 100%. It's what I will say about this whole situation is that obviously I'm a huge Chelsea fan, and there's been a call from Chelsea fans. It's like, why is everyone being so mean to us? Why does everyone hate us? Why is the world against us? I don't necessarily think the world's against them. These sanctions were necessary. They had to happen as a result of the links between Roman Abramovich and the Kremlin. But like, in terms of understanding tribalism in football, Chelsea fans have also got to acknowledge, me included, that we have been blessed. Like, we hit the belly, we hit the jackpot. Roman Abramovich decided to invest his billions into our football club for no apparent reason apart from the fact that we were based in West London. And like, if you're mate, we are on the same level, if not below, in terms of before Abramovich came, then Aston Villa, then Spurs. That, like, we are not Manchester United, we are not Liverpool, we're not Arsenal, we're not a legacy football club in this country. So I feel also at the same time incredibly blessed to see my team win a host of trophies, to actually see my team win all the trophies in the game. And the fact that we've been hit with this, obviously it's unfair in regards to Chelsea fans not being allowed in stadiums, not being allowed to buy merchandise, not being allowed to engage with the club. But in terms of like Chelsea fans wanting other teams, like fans, to back us and have sympathy for us, I don't know where that notion comes from, bro. Because you're all, like you say, you're going to be laughing at us. Arsenal fans are going to be laughing at us. Yeah. Man United fans are going to be laughing at us, bro. We don't beg a sympathy. We know about the Chelsea fans in the past in terms of what they've done. Why would we expect any other fans to have sympathy for us? Just the way that if it was happening to a club that we don't like, say it's happened to Spurs, we'd be laughing at Spurs. So I know that
everyone would be laughing at Spurs regardless.
Exactly, bro. So obviously what's happening in Ukraine is not a laughing matter, but within the tribalism of football, Chelsea fans have got to accept that people are going to take joy in Chelsea's demise or apparent demise.
Yeah, and I totally agree with you. I think the only thing really to add to that is, I think I don't think that a small portion of your fan group, you know, with their behaviour at games, I think that hasn't probably helped the general public reception to Chelsea. You know, when you're chanting Roman Abramovich in the stands. I know he's been a great owner, but it's incredibly distasteful in the midst of all the atrocities being committed in Ukraine right now. So I think as a result of that, I think that hasn't helped the general narrative aimed towards at Chelsea fans. But ultimately, Kwaku, we're both football fans and we both deserve to have football clubs to support. And I hope that, you know, ultimately you do have a football club to support. If it's in non-league in a few years, then I suppose that you'll just have to grin and bear it, mate.
Yeah, I for some reason I just don't think that's going to happen. But if it does happen, mate, at least I can say I've seen my team win it all.
Yeah. You've seen all your team win it all. By the age of 30, you won't see him win another thing. That's fine. Join the club, mate. You can join the. You know, I've never seen my club win anything. So welcome to being a real football fan.
If you say so, mate.
Yeah. Well, so. in the meantime, Craig, where can they find us?
So on Instagram, it's We Talk Football Podcast. On Twitter, it's WTF Podcast 90. Make sure, like James said at the beginning of the video, you like this video and subscribe to our channel. We are growing gradually. We are trying our hardest. Obviously, the content's not been flowing as much as been flowing previously, but we'll be correcting that and bringing you a lot more videos very soon. Make sure you give us a like on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, and we'll be back with more videos very, very soon.
Peace. Catch you next week.
Body texting me, had to tell her it's not that deep.